Okay, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody is well. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the Boost. Happy whatever day week it is for you. Thanks for tuning in. We've been talking about this concept of confidence, of seeing it in others so you can see it in yourself, or just seeing it in others because that's the right thing to do, and you will see it in yourself. This weekend had two very different events take place. The first was the yahrzeit. Yahrzeit is the Yiddish phrase for the anniversary of one's passing. It's considered to be a holy time in that person's life, of a person's passing. It was the yahrzeit of one of the most powerful leaders in modern Jewish history, an individual named the Lubavitcher Rebbe. And a lot of what we're talking about in many ways is very much how he conducted and lived his life. Meaning what? I saw a great quote that said that good leaders have many followers, and great leaders have great leaders. Right? They make great leaders. And if there was any quote that I think represents the Lubavitcher Rebbe more, it's that. He made a movement of leaders. It's unbelievable. If you just take for a minute, it doesn't matter if Jewish, not Jewish, you know what's going on. It's a study into itself. Like if you take a minute to understand the impact of one individual, it's literally mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. And it comes down to what we're talking about. Like it literally lines up, as it always does, thank God. It's literally what we've been talking about. And you can see it. This is a case study at the highest level of an individual who became the Rebbe. The Rebbe is the spiritual leader of a group of people. It wasn't the largest group of people. They came in, so to speak, to America. They did not have a massive following. They did not have thousands of people when they first started. It wasn't even the Lubavitcher Rebbe. It was his father-in-law that was the Rebbe in charge. Even when the Lubavitcher Rebbe became the Rebbe, it was in the beginning, it wasn't that he came in with rose petals. And when he began his leadership, the Lubavitcher Hasidim, for the most part, were, I believe, centered around the New York area. And he created this concept of going out, or I don't say if he created it, but he definitely promoted it, going out to the world and providing opportunities in spirituality and physicality to Jews in every nook and cranny of the world. It's the most amazing. Just think about what he did. It's incredible. He created a movement of people who voluntarily go to the far ends of the world forever and take care of themselves in the hopes of doing some measure of good for somebody else. Can you imagine? Like that's their life. They go to China, Thailand, every state in America, every country for the most part, except for the ones that are hostile to Jews in the world. Young people, normal, healthy, regular people like me and you. Hopefully we're normal and healthy. And they move there and stay there forever. And what they do there is try to open up a center that could help other people. And they cook for people. And they give them opportunities to spend Shabbat. And they give them opportunities to engage in Jewish wisdom. And that's all they do. Their whole life's mission is to give to somebody else. Not 1 or 2 or 10. Not 10%. Not the few people in the local community. We're talking about thousands and thousands of people and their spouses and their children who live away from anyone that looks like them. There are hundreds of families who don't even eat the food that is available in their community because it's not kosher. So they ship food in and put it in massive freezers for the rest of their lives. You understand how crazy that is? Whose kids have no friends that look like them, so they have to be homeschooled. And then they have to ship them off. They live in countries that they don't speak the language in hopes that tourists come by that happen to be Jewish and they have a place for them on Shabbos. These, not 1 or 2. Thousands. It is arguably one of the most inspiring movements in the history of the world. Of the world. Have you ever, just think for a second. Do you know of another movement like this? Of people leaving their lives, their families, their comforts forever in order to give something to someone that they don't know. Because an individual got up and said, we are responsible for other people. And we're all one. And I believe in you. And we're in this together. The power of seeing something in someone else creates that person into someone you can't believe. Lubavitcher Rebbe saw something in other people that they didn't see in themselves. Period, end story. And look what he created. It's the most insane, incredible movement that I've ever seen. Because of one man. Because of God, obviously. Who got up and said, we're going to see the best in everyone else, and I see the best in you. Now, that wasn't easy. And it wasn't easy to get on airplanes and say goodbye to your parents. But that's what he did. He saw people at a place where they didn't see themselves. And if you Google him, Google Chabad, and Google some of the stories, you'll see this again and again and again. He saw things in people that they didn't see in themselves. And so they became people that they didn't know possible. And he built a movement of leaders who see things in other people that they didn't see in themselves. And so when you look around at the impact that Chabad has made on the world, it may not be relevant, we may not understand it because we see him in this location and that location. But when you put the pieces together and you see the impact of what someone can have, it is literally what we've been talking about. When you believe in somebody else, when you see somebody else, when you're able to articulate the greatness of somebody else, you change them. You give them sight to themselves. You breathe life into them. You change yourself. You change what's possible for you. And you create things that you didn't know possible in your family, and in your friends, and in your company, and in your community. You see the best in things. It's so difficult. That's why there are so few people that can do it. But it's literally life-changing. And if you ever needed proof, go to any location in the world and go spend time with a Chabad Shliach. And you will see an individual who, on paper, probably is not much different than you. But in his heart, or her heart, is on fire with the fact that there's someone that believed in them so much that they in turn believed in themselves. And that belief enhanced their capacity to do the things that nobody, including them, probably thought possible. That's what a leader does. You don't have to be appointed as the spiritual leader of a congregation to be a leader. You just got to be willing to stand up and say, I'm in. I'll do it. I'll make someone else feel great. I'll see the best in other people. And you will see leadership. And you will see change, I believe, in the people around you without having a title. Just taking the responsibility. All right, we'll talk about this. All right, everybody, have a great day. With God's help, can't wait to see you again tomorrow.
Living on a lifeline. The world doesn't ever seem to change. Looking for the sunshine, but you're caught up in the rain. It's like your eyes are wide open, but you cannot see. You're watching life pass you by like 1, 2, 3. Walking in destruction. The winds of life blur your vision. All the devastation forever feels like you're on the run. It's time. No one else can set you free. You're locked inside, and only you have got the key.